A lot of people have been asking whether I'm going to buy a Z9 since I've been doing the Z9 Diaries. I'm on the other side of the Z9 Diaries now, so I'm just coming back in the middle just to drop in and say, um, I think what this has done has made me realise that I'd like to go back to my D3 and get more out of my D3 than what I was before. I want to explore the D3 all over again, maybe get some new lenses for it one day, because I think the glass that you put on the front of your camera obviously has a massive impact on your photography as well. And for me, if I upgrade my lenses, that would definitely be a great step towards improving my photography, because I won't have the difficulties that I've had of the file sizes slowing everything down on the computer side of things. So for me personally, I'm just finding a happy balance of how to improve my photography. And actually, a lot of that is just down to picking up the camera and getting out with it, no matter what the camera is. So I'm trying not to get too caught up in the kind of excitement of the Z9. It was an absolutely fabulous camera, and I really, really enjoyed it. Before I started the Z9 Diaries, obviously the D3 for me was the best camera I'd ever experienced. And the little analogy that came into my mind before the Z9 Diaries, I don't know where it came from. I was just imagining a bowl of cereal. This sounds very random. A bowl of cereal and a spoon, and you're eating the bowl of cereal, and like the bowl of cereal is the world and all the beauty in it, and the spoon is the camera, and so the camera obviously is just to help you enjoy and experience the bowl of cereal. Of course you're going to have your favourite spoon, aren't you? One that just is really comfortable and one that is your favourite or whatever. But I'm trying to bring the emphasis back to the cereal. I want to open my eyes again to the world and help other people to see the world. And I think that's where what camera you've got just becomes less relevant, particularly if it's a hobby. I think if you're doing it as a career and you're a professional and you need you need a lot of faith in your equipment not to let you down, and the silence of a mirrorless camera is obviously going to be really, really useful for certain types of photography. But I think the beauty is in seeing the world. And there's something, when I was teaching art, there's something about, if you're say you're doing a sketch of something, they say that you should look at the thing that you're sketching for, I think it's 10 seconds to every 1 second that you look at your paper. So the art is in studying what you're sketching. And I think that if we can do that in our photography as well, our photography will improve just by looking and studying what it is we're capturing. But so many times I've actually missed the moment. I've missed being in that moment, and I've found a balance with that as well, because you can be so caught up trying to get your settings right and capture a moment to keep that you've actually almost sort of lost a moment at the same time. And I've experienced this quite a few times. So sometimes the best thing we can do is actually put our cameras down and just capture it with our eyes and store it in our memories. You look at the world in a different way as a photographer, and that is such a gift, because it's constant inspiration. Everywhere you go, you're looking at things and wondering how you would capture it, and you're studying it, and it takes you away from being caught up in your mind, and it's part of consciousness, isn't it? It's that watcher. You're watching the world a little bit more deeply because you're seeing it more deeply. I think that is one of the biggest gifts of photography, to help you see the world. So will the latest camera help you see the world? I want to go back in time to the very first moment I realised how much I loved photography. And I was not really at all inspired by my camera as such. I loved my camera, but it was what I was looking at that I just wanted to keep. And capturing a memory for somebody else to keep. And somewhere along the line, partly my ego, partly my determination and perfectionism, I've been caught up in that perfectionism, striving to be the best. Adam came out with something yesterday. He said there's no competition in creativity. And I'm just going to leave you with that thought.